Hi, and welcome to another segment of Poetry in the Classroom. Today I'm joined by Ashley Hamlin.
Hello.
Hey Ashley. And she is here to talk about a poem by Gwendolyn Brooks.
Okay, so the poem is called The Sermon on the Warpland, and I'm going to just kind of go through some of the imagery and the diction about what leads to the meaning of this poem.
Exactly. So what exactly is the meaning of the poem?
Okay, so the meaning of this poem is that we need to learn to build our lives through love rather than superfluous material objects.
I see. Do you have any direct examples of where the poem states that?
I do, actually. In the last stanza, it states, "Build now your church, my brothers, sisters. Build never with brick or corten, nor with granite. Build with love like lion eyes, with love like morning eyes." So this is talking about how we need to learn to love ourselves before we can continue to build our faith and extend our love to others.
Exactly. Plus, I also think it has the very strong image of strength and how, the love
is compared to the lion.
Exactly, right. And also in the line, say that the river turns and turn the river. I mean, wouldn't you say that the river would represent strength? I mean, what else do you think it would represent?
The river is an image for the struggles that this woman has been through. Gwendolyn Brooks is actually an African-American woman, so she's been through some hardships in life. And she talks about how she, by dealing with these strong hardships and these emotions, it's made her stronger and made her able to extend this love to others.
Mm-hmm. I see. So what did you think of not the poem, what did you think of the title before you read
the title? I actually thought it would be kind of similar to Alice in Wonderland, where everything is just the opposite of what it should be. And
because I can see that, because like the contrast between the sermon, which is like a religious thing, but plus it also has like kind of like a peace connotation, but then mixed with the Warpland as like the war, so like, love and war has that nice contrast right there.
Yeah, and a warpland actually by dictionary definition means something that is completely warped and changed so that it's unrecognizable. Mm-hmm. So by having a sermon that is unrecognizable, I didn't think that you would be able to get anywhere with that. But looking back on the title now, I realized that it's talking about how our emotions warp us into being a stronger version of who we could have been.
Wow. So, okay. So what would you say is your favorite part about the poem? Would it be like the metaphors, or would it be the diction or the syntax?
I actually really like the use of the quote at the beginning. The fact that we are black is our ultimate reality. And this really stands out to me because it is a simple sentence using a linking verb to show that we are black is equal to our reality, and there's nothing you can do to change it, so you might as well learn to accept it.
Exactly. Plus, then I also noticed that with the quote, with the word black, also at the very, very end, when it says with love like black, our black, I think it's a nice full circle that also relates at the beginning and the end together.
Right, and it better defines what our black is, and that's the right version of, it talks earlier, say that our something in double pod contains seeds for the coming hell and help together. Mm-hmm. And that's actually talking about how there's two different types of people, so you can't broadly generalize, but also that like black are black talks about how you want to be the right type of person and not the stereotype that everyone already sees you as.
Interesting. So what did you think about the comparison of, like, who did you think that she was referring to when it says, "Build now your church, my brothers, sisters"?
I think that it's about everyone, and it's just talking about humanity as one big family, really. And it's just basically saying we have to build ourselves stronger. We have to build ourselves stronger so that we can emotionally come together. That it's not just biological brother, biological sister, or people that are similar to her, but it's just everyone that she's trying to define with these stereotypes.
Very interesting. So I was also wondering about some of like the specific contrasts of the poem. So like, where do you think like where do you think the poem switched?
Okay, the poem really switches when talking about the weather in the second to last stanza, and it talks about weather, the terrible weather, but then it also talks about the stuffing of the hulls, the seasoning of the sweet, and that's kind of like basically saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And that through all of this suffering, you can grow stronger within yourself, which relates to the theme of the poem.
Right, with love and with your own personal strength, right? Thanks for joining us for this segment of Poetry in the Classroom. Thanks, Ashley.